What's up, YouTube? It's your boy RODSKII. In today's video, we're going to be talking about living for your purpose and not chasing her. And I like to put these together because this is something that I think all men need to hear. Well, anybody can hear, even if you're a girl, you can hear this and apply it into a female aspect towards a man or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But basically, I think this video is important because this is something just I've been pondering about and I just been thinking about because, I'm starting to really get to that point where it's like, I'm locking in. I know what I want to do. I'm locking in what I need to do. And I'm not one of those men that's going to say all women are bad or you can have a woman when you coming up because they can actually be a great, great co-pilot. But you just got to be careful when you pick because who you pick can either lead you to great things or take you down to even worse places than where you was when you started. So just remember that it's a risk, but if you find the right one, it can really propel you on your path and just your happiness and everything like that in general. So just remember that. Don't be shut off to the idea. But that's basically all we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's get straight into it. All right, y'all. So we're going to be talking about chasing your purpose and not chasing girls or chasing women. You know what I'm saying? And also women, you can apply to this too, because y'all obviously do stuff too. You a hairdresser, you do something like out the norm or anything like that. You could take this how you approach either women or men or however you go about your business. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. So, like I said in the beginning, I feel like having a significant other can be very beneficial, but it can also be very detrimental if you don't pick the right one. So you have to be, I'm going to give you some things I look for, you know what I'm saying? Some things I think y'all should look for when it comes to choosing a significant other, especially when you're doing something different. You're not going to have all the time in your hand and you got to be able to invest money here, there, you know what I'm saying? Things like that and how you can really manage it for real, for real. But let's get straight into the video. My fault. I had to burp. But excuse me. My fault. All right, we good now. But, right, when it comes to looking for a significant other, I feel like one of the main things, most important things you need to look for is you need to get somebody that understands you, understands what you're doing. And what I mean by this is that this can happen in many things. It can happen time, money, anything like that. So when it comes to time, I feel like time, you're really going to have to find somebody that, like I said, understands you, understands what you do, understands how time consuming it could be sometimes, Like, let's say this. I'm me, a content creator right now. I'm posting a video, right? Obviously, and I'm doing the 75-day challenge, so I'm here every day. I'm here posting videos, making videos in advance, posting videos, learning how to do videos. I'm scrapping certain videos. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, remaking certain videos, editing, making thumbnails. So I be tied up to things. And, obviously, I'm not telling you don't make time for your partner. Obviously do that occasionally, but they have to understand on what you're doing, that you're not going to be up here to really be buddy-buddy all the time. Now, we may have a couple days out the week, a couple days out the month to do that, but we can't do that 24/7 because I have stuff I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you need to get somebody that understands that, but more importantly, you have to address that to them first. Because if you don't address that to them first, you really can't blame the other person for getting mad. Because you never know what their expectations could be when they're coming into a relationship. Their expectations could be one to be buddy with you 24/7, And it's like you have to really communicate that in the beginning because that's how you're gonna save down on time and save down on the right person for you. So we covered the time aspect of that. Now we need to cover the purpose aspect on you chasing your purpose and how they need to kind of understand that too. Because like I said, it could kind of go with time too, but let's talk about finances and just things in general, And I feel like a good example of this is, I'll say a good example of this is Jay Cinco and Lala. All right, I know we're talking about Jay Cinco right now, bro. I'm sorry. But a good example is this. We all know how Jay Cinco makes his money. You know what I'm saying? He streams and he got big off sharking, So I don't know. I'm not in the household. I don't know what they did, but I would be pretty sure, Jay Cinco, sometimes he takes trips with girls or he does stuff with girls, but he communicates that to Lala. So they have a good understanding of that, and 9 times out of 10, she's not worried about him cheating, or she might be. I don't really know. I don't really care either. But it's just a good example because he probably communicated it to her. Where the media outside world, it may look crazy to us, like, you really gonna let him do that? Ooh. when he probably communicated to that, and she understands what he does. You know what I'm saying? And even me, like, I feel like one of my callings is helping people, advising people, you know, to go the right way and how to really move in life. You know, I feel like that's one of my reasons I was placed on this earth, and I have a real good passion with that. So obviously I'm gonna be on YouTube, because YouTube I can reach many people at different times, you know, and becoming the biggest YouTuber I possibly can is gonna take time, and it might take money. You know, I might have to invest in some different equipment once I get older and up there. You know, right now I'm off an iPhone. I might have to get a camera soon. I might have to get a mic soon. You know, and that all that stuff adds up. And it's like, I need somebody that understands, you know, can't take you on shopping sprees every week. Now, like I said, it's always good to make time for that and do that every once in a while. But they just have to understand that this is not, I can't take you shopping every week. I can't take you out to eat every day, you know? And it's just like, I feel like that's normal. But, you know, you really have to communicate that, because you never know what people are you never know what people are expecting. Like I said, this video is going to be raw. I don't think I said that, but this video is going to be raw and authentic, unedited, for real. But yeah, you really got to communicate that with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And we covered money, we covered time, we kind of covered purpose. I'm trying to see what else I want to get in there. Oh yeah. So we took over all the 3 ones, but this the one that a lot of us fall victim to. You know, I can say I fall semi-victim into this, but it's where you look at somebody and you're mainly looking at them for the physical traits of them, you know. And like I said, when you're doing something different, you need to look for them traits of the personality, like I was explaining before. You know what I'm saying? But when you look for the exterior, you look for the physicality, man, it's nothing going to be good come from that. I'm just going to be honest. It's nothing going to be good come from that. You have to really dissect the person's mentality, the personality too. You have to dissect those 2 things, and you really got to adjust, see how it fits in with your life. You know, because you don't want to be wasting time. You don't be wasting a month, 2 months, 3 months, however long y'all are in a relationship with. You don't want to be wasting that time. I'm telling you that right now. You don't want to be wasting that time. So don't look for the physicality, but sometimes it can work. Sometimes it can work. I'll say it. I don't really care. I'll say it. Fuck it. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all a little story time, but it kind of worked. I don't want to say worked in my favor, but I really saw this person's true colors, and you know, it really like, okay, so like that's a candidate type. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's a candidate. Fuck. I'm actually gonna cut that out. That's the only edit we're gonna do. We're gonna cut that out. But yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna give you a stereotype for how it really how that kind of like, I had to really take that in consideration. So before I even get into this, if you know me, I'm not talking about the person you think I'm talking about. I have to say this every time I'm talking about a video dealing with females or girls, because if you know me, it's not who you think I'm talking about. But it was somebody, right? And, you know, you look at the physical traits, you know, the looks and everything, you like them, woo, woo, woo. But then you start to dive in their personality, and they ain't all that, bro. Like, they really like, it's like, dang, I don't think we even gonna fit. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, you just kind of got to look into that, because it used to just start looking at the physicality, you know, the looks and things like that. Bro, it's nothing good going to come from that. Now, sometimes it may work. You may have that one person that you thought looked good and they have a great personality. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I like to look for now is I like to go personality, then looks first. You know, obviously, if you look good, it's going to bring that attraction to it, to the eye. You know what I'm saying? Just attraction to me. But you know, we're not going to go nowhere if I can't really get your personality. I can't let the looks outweigh the personality and the mentality on how you carry yourself and how we just going to fit together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This video is probably coming out Monday or Tuesday. I record this in advance. So y'all probably going to be seeing this. Yeah, I already told y'all when y'all seeing it. But y'all make sure to click the subscribe button, click the post notifications button. We're doing it 75. Wait, no, I don't know if this is a gang sign, but we're doing 75 uploads. If it's a gang sign, I apologize. But yeah, but 75 straight uploads. I think this is like upload 9 or 10. I don't know what day I'm posting this, but yeah, I love y'all. Y'all go pray. Have a great night. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.